Jenica Edwards, D20. Go ahead.
I was going to say I have Jenica Edwards. Kelly Hirth, I'm just not having a good day today. Who's the client on that one?
Dutton Mill Village. It's Dutton Mill Village versus Kelly Hirth, Hurth.
That one I'm going to have to pass on very briefly, and I'll confer. Actually, Todd, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, was it Kelly Hirth? Was it?
She paid.
She paid, so we can dismiss?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Your Honor, that one can be dismissed then.
Okay, dismissal per plaintiff. Defendant paid. All right, Mr. Placer, thanks for that input and information.
Yes, ma'am.
Then on the Jenica, it's Jenica Edwards, Rebecca Edwards. It looks like it's filed D20 C03 447LT. And that was a Dutton Millage case as well. Mr. Morton?
Your Honor,
what was the claim?
I was going to say, Your Honor, this is a non-payment of rent case. As of today's date, including the month of October, there is $1,575.04 that's past due. That includes October and court costs.
They did get personal service on, I believe it's Jenica. Just a minute. Yeah. Personal service on Jenica Edwards. Maybe they're sisters. I don't know. But then it looked like it was substituted service on Rebecca Edwards.
Okay. Your Honor, we'll just set it for next week at 8:30 then.
Yeah, that sounds good. So we'll set over to the 1029 hearing. I mean, I guess technically we could do personal service default on Jenica, but you can talk to Judge O'Hara about it.
Yeah, Your Honor, like I said, it doesn't do any good to get a default against one party and not against the other when there's no specific issue pertaining to that. So we don't have an issue just adjourning it out, and then we'll take a default as to both parties if they fail to appear next week.
Okay, that sounds fine. Well, then I think that's it for Mr. Morton for everything I have with you.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Good luck the rest of your day.
Appreciate your help, and that means, Mr. Placer, that you'd be done. Thank you for waiting all afternoon, and you got to help us at the very last minute with that dismissal. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Your
Mr. Schoolenberg, appreciate you zooming in.
Yes.
Right at 3:30.
I can't see you right now.
Can or cannot?
Hit Zoom. What's that?
Can or cannot?
I cannot. Can you see me?
Yes.
And my client?
Just barely. His right eyeball.
Okay.
Now I got more of them. That's
there
good.
we go.
Now we see it. Mr. Jan, bye. Mr.
Yes.
Jan, bye.
Yes, that's my name.
Yes. And is Anling bye?
Yeah, Anling, yeah, that's my wife.
Is it the same spelling? B, boy, A-Y, A-I?
A-I is my last name. My wife's last name is L-A-I. We have different spelling.
You say that more like lie?
Lie, yes.
Okay, that's fine. Now, she's actually a party, but she's not part of the Zoom, correct, Mr. Schoolenberg?
That's correct. Only Mr. Bye.
Not a problem. So we have Larry Short, 2 T's, and he's been part of the Zoom for at least 25 minutes. He's been really patient, but he called in early. So he's been hopefully not too bored with everything that's been going on the last half hour in court here. But this is a case, Mr. Schoolenberg, that you filed as a non-payment of rent. Can you let me know what is the amount that the Buys believe is owed by Mr. Short?
Well, the amount is set up in the complaint is $3,750.
And then court costs
that
on
is
top
two
of that?
$1,500 monthly payments. On top of that, plus there's another $1,500 amount since then for a total of $5,250 in rent, and plus there are 4 late fees of $60 a month for a total of $5,490.
So is the late fee you're talking about $240 total?
Correct.
And then did you put court costs in there?
No, I did not. I wasn't. The filing fee was $130, but I did not have the service fee.
Okay, so when you first started saying $37.50, that wasn't really correct. The total for rent is $52.50, late fees of $240, and court costs of an unknown amount.
Correct.
Okay, so is this a live-in property or is it a commercial property?
It's a condominium.
It's a condo?
Yes.
Okay,
Residential.
all right, all right. And then, Mr. Short, if the figure they're talking about is somewhere in the area of, just say in the area of $6,000 with the court costs and the late fees, this is what's called a summary proceeding hearing. Can you hear me, Mr. Short?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
And yep, we can. Yes, we can. And with a summary proceedings hearing, I always feel like I'm shouting, and I usually am shouting, quite frankly, but it's usually about the end of the day that I stop shouting. But I realize you can hear me even when I'm not shouting, so I should do this better next time. But this summary proceedings really is, the court costs on your case are just about the same as the late fees, $239.60, my clerk told me. So filing was $130, service was $34.60, and attorney fee is $75. So anyways, just say you're talking somewhere around, I didn't do the math exact, but around $57.75 or something like that. With a summary proceeding hearing, Mr. Short, this is the first pretrial hearing that's being conducted through a Supreme Court administrative order. They have, in the state of Michigan, passed the Eviction Diversion and Rental Assistance Program, which is really designed and geared towards helping people not be evicted when they've had financial difficulty during this pandemic. If you wanted to have an attorney, you have a right to have legal counsel. We have a representative from Legal Aid that's here as part of the Zoom that you could talk to if you wanted to, and if you were not financially able to hire your own attorney. Also, you may qualify for assistance through different programs. We have a representative from the Salvation Army here as part of the program. If you were ever a veteran, there are a number of veteran programs that are there to assist people with rent. You don't need a judgment to receive assistance or assistance from the Salvation Army. Actually, just having the summons and complaint on a case like this are sufficient. The court is used to using programs like the Dispute Resolution Center of West Michigan, and we've used that when parties will agree. Also, sometimes the parties talk themselves and will agree to do what's called a dismissal with certain conditions. They call it a conditional dismissal. If the parties agree, they actually dismiss the case, and then the parties set up a payment plan. With that amount that Mr. Bai and his wife are talking about with this condo, wherever that condo is on Saukow, do you agree that you owe money, Mr. Short, and that you've fallen behind because of some financial difficulties?
Correct.
And have you looked into or sought after any kind of assistance or help?
I haven't, Your Honor. We actually moved to.
So physically you don't move. When you say we, you mean like you and somebody else?
Yep. We're no longer there. We haven't been there since September. I've just been challenged of getting.
Who is the we?
My daughter Ashley and I.
Is she an adult?
15.
No, not an adult at 15. Okay. So defendant and daughter moved out. And have you gotten the property back, Mr. Bai?
No, there are still lots of stuff, furnitures, lots of things there. And the condo is just so.
I couldn't hear that first word you said. A lot of stuff and what?
A lot, like furnitures, they're still there.
Did you say, are you saying shirts? Like you wear a shirt?
If I may, Your Honor, the place isn't empty. There's still a lot of furnishings, including furniture and other personal possessions that are still there.
So let me ask you this, Mr. Short. When you were saying that you and your daughter moved out, were you done completely and you just left stuff behind?
It's no, we just have had a difficult time in getting items moved.
Well,
mainly
okay,
because
but
of
really,
COVID.
if you're not physically moved out, not just you and your daughter, your stuff, you still are paying. You know that.
Yeah.
They're
And I
So
did
you
about
got to get a truck.
2 weeks
You
ago.
got to get a. I'm sorry.
I say 2 weeks ago, I did leave the keys for the residents on the kitchen counter table,
Did or
and I
did
sent them a
not?
text. I did.
Okay. But does that mean you're
So
never coming back for the rest of your stuff?
I
It'll
sent
just get
Mr.
thrown
Yan a
out.
message. Yeah, I sent him a message saying that the 2 couches, that's the only thing there, are free. So and I couldn't find anybody that would want to come get them for free.
Right. So you never intend to go back, and you thought by leaving the keys on the counter, that was good enough by sending the text.
Yeah, because we've communicated. They've been really nice. We've communicated back and forth off and on since this whole pandemic.
Okay. Okay, well, so no question, immediate possession should be granted. The problem is, Mr. Schoolenberg, we can't do anything
I'm sorry,
until
what?
October 29. I mean, technically, we can't do anything until October 29, but I think you should ask for immediate possession. I don't
Okay.
think that there's an issue. I mean, I don't know if there's going to be
Your
a
Honor.
dispute. Mr. Short is not disputing that he's never coming back and he doesn't intend to get anything. Is that fair, Mr. Short?
The garage is still,
But that's fine. If he's not coming back and, and he's not disputing the rent, then we should get immediate possession. You're correct.
I just wanted to ask Mr. Short, do you have questions for anything about what's going on?
No, the only thing that I have remaining is the garage door opener. And I was
Why
planning
would
on
you
just
keep
bringing
it?
that.
Why would you have kept
There was
it?
there was a few furniture items, chairs, and my daughter's
Yeah, well, it
bicycle that
sounds
was in
like
the
there's 2
garage.
couches in the property right now. Right?
Correct. Well, I couldn't get the dining room chair, or I can get the dining room chairs in our vehicle and the bicycle. The couches just wasn't feasible.
Right, but how is Mr. Bai supposed to know whether you're coming back for anything or you're not?
Oh, we've texted. I just sent him a text Saturday.
Okay. So the money judgment, if it's going to be a money judgment, to me it's looking like I added the figures, Mr. Schoolenberg. $5,729.60.
That's what
As
I have
in
too, Your Honor.
As in $5,729.60. That's what you should
That's what I
ask
have.
Judge O'Hara next week. And that's what will be ordered by Judge O'Hara, I'm assuming with immediate possession, but not till next Thursday.
Okay.
The garage door opener should be returned to the plaintiffs as soon as possible, Mr. Short.
Yeah, I planned on dropping that off tonight after work.
Okay. Can you think of any questions for me, Mr. Short?
Not off the top of my head, nope.
Mr. Schoolenberg,
No,
can you think of any questions?
this next Thursday, that will be in front of Judge O'Hara.
Yes, on the 29th at 8:30, and that's where this uncontested, in my opinion, judgment for both money and immediate possession.
Okay.
Just because
Okay,
of the way the
new notice will be-
state, because of the Supreme Court administrative order, it doesn't give us the authority to make the decision now. That's the point.
Yes, I understand.
Even though he's physically out.
Right.
Okay,
So
so-
you'll, the new notice will be sent out by the court?
Right. And Mr. Short, you should zoom in next week, Thursday at 8:30 as well. If you don't, it's just going to go in as a default, but what's the new
I
address
don't know
you
if it
go
matters
by,
too much.
Mr.
Mr.
Short?
Short has basically consented to it.
Yep, it sure sounds like that. I'm just saying, if he doesn't zoom in, Judge O'Hara will just do the default, but if he wants
Right.
to zoom in, he has every right to, and he can. I'm suggesting
Absolutely.
that he should. I think it makes it cleaner. Mr. Short, what's the address you go by now?
4747 Boomers Way,
City?
Northeast, Grand Rapids. So everything's
Zip?
the same, 49525.
Okay. And Boomers Way is 2 words. It's like BOOMERS Way.
Correct.
And it's not an apartment, it's just 4747. There's no separate number.
Correct.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, I think that's all we need right now then. Any other questions you have, Mr. Schoolenberg? I'm not going to go over all the details of the eviction diversion program with you, Mr. Short, because it's not applicable here. With you already having moved out of the condo, you're going to your new spot. Life goes on, that's it. Okay?
Understand. Now, do I need any
All right.
different information for next Thursday?
No, only the sign-in, but it'll be mailed to you at your Boomers Way. Like how you signed
Okay.
in with me right now, that's my courtroom. Next week, you'll be zooming
Okay.
into Judge O'Hara's. It's just a different number, but you'll get it.
Okay.
All right, all set then. Thank you for waiting so patiently.
No worries.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you, Mr. Schoolenberg. I think he already zoomed out. All set, Mr. Schoolenberg? Yep. David, are you okay? We're good? Okay. Arlene, thank you so much for all your help. Sure appreciate it. Mr. Henry, thanks for your help. And then, Mr. Henry, if you get a chance to just touch base with your supervisor, if you guys want to, I think they need a formal motion. And I had suggested we do the swearing in when all the clients aren't on Zoom. Just you guys and me, or
That sounds
whatever. I
good,
don't
Ron.
need to, I don't need to do it in front of 12 people. I just want, unless it's your mom and dad or something.